Cable is trending higher, but can it challenge the 42.48 resistance? And did you know that gold is forming a bearish wedge? So what's likely to happen next? On this video, I'll talk about these markets and also about Euro, Swissy and AUDJPY. I made this video so that you can understand the likely scenarios for the future price action and to see where the key price points in these markets are. I'm Jan Mota, Chief Market Analyst for TIOmarkets, and I hope that you give us thumbs up if you like the video. That would help me a lot. Thank you guys. Watch this video only if you agree with this disclaimer and with the fact that we don't provide any investment advice. Pound USD in the daily time frame has been rallying higher, but then there was a resistance that was kind of hard to get through. The market has tried a couple of times before, and now it seems like it's staging another attempt to try and see if it can get past this resistance level here. Let's see what technical factors we have, what makes sense in this market. And the first thing I'm looking at is that we do have a channel here. Basically, let's take those two lows and then move the top end of the channel in its place. So we had the market bouncing higher from the channel low. Obviously the channel was here before, but now we have to update it and it's still okay. It's still very close to the same level. So basically channel low and the 20 period moving average coincided here. And what else was here in another technical factor in the same area was the 23.6 Fibonacci retracement. So all of these things came together and the market bounced higher in yesterday's trading. So all looks good for the upside. Basically this market at the moment seems bullish, and from the current price there's about 0.5% to the latest high here, and if the market manages to push further, then to the channel high we have about 0.9%. So decent moves. Obviously it's possible that the market fails for one reason or another to keep on pushing higher, and then the direction is to the downside. So what happens if the market breaks this support? If it just comes down here and doesn't find buyers anymore but keeps on pushing lower, where might it go? I think as always, you never know the future, but we can make an educated guess based on the channel width here. So if the market breaks below this channel, we are getting, basically based on the channel width, there's a projection that gives us 50% Fibonacci retracement and a 50 period moving average here. So these, if that should happen, that's about 1% move to the downside. But as I said, at the moment it seems that we have factors supporting a move higher and maybe a retest of this resistance, and I'm going to give you the exact level here. So the data window is here. So the resistance at the moment 42.48, and the most important support at the moment is the low of this candle 41.11. AUDJPY looks quite interesting. There's two ways of looking at this market. One is a little bearish. So first of all, this bearish scenario. We had momentum here. As you can see from the moving averages, they are far from each other and then they start to converge. And that's basically because the market is losing momentum and starting to move sideways. So you could argue that yes, the market is constantly rejecting these highs here, and then all it needs is a lower high and then a break of support. Yeah, and then it would be ready to move lower. Then the other option is that we have still an uptrend in place and the market just takes its time and keeps on moving higher slowly. So let's look at these two scenarios here in a little bit more detail. So first of all, the bearish scenario, let's take and see what we can understand from trend line analysis. If we take several trend lines, we can see that the market isn't quite honoring those trend lines anymore. They are basically, one is broken, a second one is broken. Let's see if the third one is broken also. So that's kind of bearish. We don't like that. But there is more exact way of measuring the bearishness, and that's through a bullish scenario. So let's take this low and connect this to the latest low. We can see how the market has created high lows. So that's good. Market is still interested in buying the dips. So there's the bullish scenario here. And we can have this channel. Now, as you can see, we basically have the market trying to push through a resistance here at about, this is about 85.17. So if we can't get above this, and yesterday's candle was bearish, so if we can't get above this, that's obviously meaning that the only way to go is down, but or signaling that the only way is down. Now, the bullish scenario would be that the market pushes lower, but because of the 50 period moving average and because of the 23.6 Fibonacci retracement level coinciding here, we would have buyers coming into this market, and then the price would push higher from here, and a kind of bullish triangle would be created here. So in that case, if that was to happen, then we would have about 0.8% from that low to the resistance, and to the next high about 1.6%, and to the channel high we would talk about a 2.2% potential roughly, because obviously we don't know at which point the market is going to hit the upper end of the channel. So that would be the bullish scenario. And how about finding the bearish or a way to understand the bearishness of market through a bullish scenario? Okay, let me show you. So here's the market potentially pulling down to this zone here, and then there's no bounce. The market doesn't quickly bounce higher, but it just stays there. And then it breaks below this supporting rising trend line, the channel low, and we would need to start thinking how far this market might be going. And obviously we don't know, but we can sort of make educated guesses. The first one is, the first support I can see is the 38.2 Fibonacci retracement and these lows here at 83, roughly 83.03. Then the other one is 83.04. So let's say 83 even. So that would be, that move from the breakout point would be worth about 1.2% to 1.5%. So significant moves there also. Gold price has been rallying quite strongly ever since we pointed out to the fact that it had broken out of this huge wedge and could move all the way up there. So that move on its own was about 8.4%. Since then the price has rallied around 11% in total, but now it seems that we are getting some weakness here. As you can see, a bearish wedge has been formed, and the price is kind of trying to decide whether to break out of the wedge or honor this support here. So basically this support is a level that resisted the price moves in 19th of May and 21st of May at 1890. Now that is a minor support, but at the moment it seems that some buyers are actually paying attention to it. So what might happen with this market if we get a close below this rising lower end of the wedge. Then I think there's, okay, two options. First of all, the market is still above this support, but the probabilities of the support giving in and the price trading lower, they are bigger, obviously. So let's see. We don't know the future, but we can make projections based on market or price formations like this one here. So if this is the breakout point, then that points or sort of projects a move to 23.6 Fibonacci retracement level, and it's fairly close to the 20-period moving average as well. So this zone would be from 1860 to 1871 or so. Obviously, there's another option and that is that the market just stays above this, keeps on either moving sideways or tries to challenge the latest highs. That would be about 1.1% move from the current levels. As you can see from the lower highs and the moving averages, this market is trending lower. This is EURUSD in the daily time frame, and if we connect the highs using the channel tool, we get something that shows us that the momentum is to the downside. Each time the bulls manage to rally the market, the sellers overcome the bulls and the red team takes over and pushes the price down again. So really at the moment this looks bearish. So how far the market might go if this continues, let's see. First of all, I'm going to take these lows here, that prominent low there, and connect this low or these two lows, and we get a sort of technical confluence here. Then the Fibonacci retracement levels from the same low to the latest high, and we have the 50% retracement level fairly close as well. So it seems like we have from about 0889 to about 0903. Not a huge range here, but it is an area where we have several technical factors coming together. So I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people were following this same zone or paying attention to the same zone, and maybe some of the profit taking on the short side is coming in here. We also have, if we take this resistance, no, not that one, but this one here. So this was a pretty decent resistance to the price move earlier, and that coincides with the same level as well. So at the moment, this is what I can see here, and in terms of profit potential, the potential shorts from the current market price would have about 0.5 to 0.65% potential there. If the market stays below this high of 1.1002, 1.1002, then I think we stay bearish. But now at the moment, this is the key resistance here. So if we push above that, then obviously the bearishness is not there anymore, and we would need to re-evaluate this price action in this currency pair. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions regarding trading or the markets, let us know. Leave us a comment, leave us a question. We are more than happy to help you out there. And also, maybe you can subscribe to the channel and tell your friends that there is good stuff available for free. That would be really, really highly appreciated. So thank you for your time. Trade safe and never trade without stops. See you soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.